What is up, ladies and gentlemen? This is James LaFleur with the Impossible Channel. Welcome back. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Folks, there are thousands of theories onto why we are still using oil, why so many technologies are being kept from us, why, for example, they are chemtrailing the skies and geoengineering the planet, and why Fukushima is still leaking. Why do we have cracks opening on YellowStone? Why do we have volcanoes going off? And why do we have certain natural things that happen on Earth for millions of years not happening right now anymore? There are dozens of theories that could explain all of this, including the sand theory, but there's one small theory that could actually shed real light into all of what's happening right now. For instance, let's take into consideration that Venus is a planet very close to Earth, and we've been looking at Mars all along, the moon and all those things, right? We've been led to look at other places constantly. But what if Venus has the key, the answer to a lot of the questions and a lot of the conspiracies that are actually going on right now? This is gonna sound really strange, folks, but there's a theory that we might actually become Venus in the next couple of hundred or thousands of years, or even quicker. Researchers are saying the following. Now, before I go into this, I just want to clarify that Venus has an atmosphere that is composed of carbon dioxide and acid. This is basically the same thing that cars and chemtrailing planes are emitting constantly.
About something else.
Okay, good. What's the other thing? Because I'd like to do anything other than that.
Exactly.
Okay, so what do we do?
So the other thing is horrifying. It is that you could actually spray sulfuric acid in the stratosphere, 20 kilometers over our head.
So it does not sound so crazy anymore that planet Earth might actually become Venus in the next years. Now check this out. According to climate scientist James Hansen, there's a distinct possibility that we will become Venus in the upcoming years. A couple of years ago, he wrote, if we burn all the reserves of oil, gas, and coal, there's a substantial chance that we will initiate a runaway greenhouse effect. If we also burn the tar sands and the tar shale, I believe the Venus syndrome is a dead certainty. So he goes from maybe to it's gonna happen.
It is that you could actually spray sulfuric acid in the stratosphere, 20 kilometers over our head.
Now you're probably asking yourself, what the heck is a runaway greenhouse effect, right? Well, by adding carbon dioxide to the atmosphere, which is what we're doing with cars, and by warming the planet and increasing evaporation from the oceans, which is what's happening with geoengineering, the extra water vapor itself, a greenhouse gas, causes more warming and more evaporation in a vicious cycle of temperatures that will increase and eventually results in the ocean boiling away.
Nuts.
What was
Well,
that?
these people better get moving.
Look at the shit falling out of the sky. That's what that is. I was like, look at it, honey. The branches freaking from the thing is pulling them up in the air. We might have to...
So literally, folks, we're talking about evaporating our ocean, and at the same time increasing the temperature in our atmosphere to absurd levels. The question that actually comes to mind is, what kind of animal or creature would survive this kind of atmosphere? Are we talking about robots? Artificial intelligence? So going back to the fact that we might evaporate our oceans and elevate the temperatures on our surface to a point that we are going to become Venus. Think about Venus's atmosphere, folks. Carbon dioxide and acid. Now think about chemtrails and cars. Carbon dioxide and acid. So what I'm trying to explain here is that this researcher who said that we are going to become Venus is probably right. Now the question is, do we have any evidence that Venus was Earth in the past and suffered a greenhouse effect? Well, there is a commander. I know this sounds absurd, but there's a commander who was named Valiant Thor who theoretically contacted President Eisenhower and Nixon in the past. And he actually stationed next to California on a UFO, whatever you want to call it, mothership, and he contacted these presidents with the intention of sharing knowledge and information and technology. So this has been documented in the past. Let's play a small snippet of this theory, or actually story. This is a very interesting story, to say the least.
We have a show for you today. Every single one of us has some kind of a story to share. But for my special studio guest today, Dr. Frank Stranges, he has a rather unique story to tell, because during 1950s, he claims to have met a man from Venus. Yes, you heard me correctly, a man from Venus named Val Thor. And guess what? It's all documented in this book.
Coming toward me with his right hand outstretched, the man whose picture I've been carrying around with me for over a year.
Wow.
He said, "Hello, Frank, how are you?" And I thought, how in the Sam Hill does he know my name?
So this guy says he's from Venus, right? Valiant Thor. The weird part is, I have received lots of emails from subscribers telling me, and they want to maintain themselves anonymous, telling me stories of people that they have dated or met in the past that stated clearly that they were from Venus. So the lie, it's big, and it's just getting bigger. For example, if they do want on purpose, let's just say that they want to transform Earth on purpose into Venus, right? Their efforts into doing so are really big, and it's happening. Think about the greenhouse effect, and think about the pre-salt theory. I have presented you guys with a skyfall conspiracy, right? Just to talk about it very quickly. Think about Earth as an apple. If Earth was an apple and we started to dig holes on some of its layers, it would dry off. Now, what Earth has is an atmosphere, it has a deep ocean, it has pressure under this ocean. What the pre-salt layer would do is release an enormous pressure from Earth into outer space, basically throwing all that it has inside of it and the ocean itself also into space. So in other words, the sky would freeze. They're going to dig holes they're not supposed to dig. They're going to release pressures they're not supposed to release, that they cannot hold with the technology that they have. And this funnel of pressure will go into space, will basically react with the clouds. The clouds will freeze and fall. So, of course, there are many theories. People believe that there are aliens out there, that they want to harvest our planet, they want to terraform.
I will tell you unequivocally that through the observation, scientific methodologies that were applied to look at this phenomena, that these aircraft, we'll call them aircraft, are displaying characteristics that are not currently within the U.S. inventory, nor in any foreign inventory.
Why aren't corporations taking these things that are happening on Earth seriously?
If melting ice caps and global warming aren't slowed, the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change foresees a grim future for the planet.
For instance, we have Fukushima, we have cracks opening now on Yellowstone, we have signs all over, we have scientists screaming, people screaming and shouting that things are looking weird, and if we don't stop this, there's no turning back, and corporations like
Meh. M-E-H. Meh.
On one of our latest videos, I've talked about it already. Corporations and artificial intelligence, aliens may be connected all together, but I'm not here to talk about that right now. I'm here to focus on the fact that if we don't stop this craziness that is happening right now with geoengineering and holding back on technology that could change the world, we might actually become Venus. And again, the question that comes to mind is, well, was Venus Earth? Did we come from Venus? Do we have people that still live there? Where are they? Are they amongst us? Can they help us? Did they help us in the past? Or did they actually sell the exact technology to destroy this planet. Think about it, folks. We had this guy, Valiant Thor, come along and talk to, of course, the president or agencies, right? What did he say? So it's very difficult to say at this point with 100% certainty that Earth is the first place that is being geoengineered. We might have been victim on other planets of the same fate.
No, it's not. What is it? Kerry, what is that? What is that? Kerry, what is that?
I have no idea.
Holy crap!
Don't move me. Don't move me.
Of course, folks, this is just a conspiracy theory. Don't take it too seriously. And please do leave a comment. What do you think about all this? And if you haven't, subscribe to the channel, share if you enjoyed the video, leave a like, and I'll see you again.